Hey, and welcome back to Slam TV. I want to thank y'all for being tuned in with me. Okay, we just gonna go jump right into it. We're gonna address the elephant in the room. Okay, 2023's Color Purple. We just gonna address that. This is what we're gonna address. And before y'all get in the comments trying to eat me up, yes, I knew it was a musical. Wasn't bothered by that, none whatsoever. It was the other things in there. Like, I know it's based off the musical, but I just feel like it was coming to the big screen, and Oprah, Whoopi Goldberg, they doing. I'm thinking they got a lot of input on it. It's gonna be that. The music gonna throw me off a little bit, but I'm ready. I love The Color Purple. If you know, you know. That's one of my favorite movies. Okay, so but let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Okay. First, let me tell you what threw me off first. Corbett popped on the screen. Corbett popped up on the screen. I said, Corbett, what the hell are you like? What are you doing? Like, that threw me off. Threw me off. Whatever. Boom. Then my whole thing was Adam being born basically like second, but in the movie Adam was born first, then Olivia was born. But let's rewind it back a little bit. Let me rewind it back before I start going again. Now, I get it. It was based off the Broadway musical. But you bringing it to theaters as a movie, okay? Granted, a musical movie, but you bring it to theaters as a movie. Now, demographically, how many of us can say we went and seen The Color Purple on Broadway? I ain't never seen it. So how many of us can really say we seen it? So of course, the differences are gonna throw us off. Like, is this what they watching on Broadway? This is what was hype on Broadway when it was the musical. Keep it on Broadway. Don't bring it back. Don't bring it over here to the screen, to the people who've actually seen the movie and know the movie. Like, it was cool, but like I said, it was other things that just was like really like throwing me off. Like, some of the cast members was throwing me off, and the acting was throwing me off too. Like, hey, but like I said, Corbett threw me off. Wait a minute, what is Corbett doing in here? Boom, that's how we start the movie off. Then boom, she gives birth to Adam. It's like, okay. Then I see how they threw Whoopi in there. They threw Whoopi in there as the midwife, which was like, because it's just like Nettie. She the one who delivered Olivia. Yeah, she'll deliver Olivia and Adam in the original. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. They Celia and Nettie was like this. That's all I'm saying. Nettie was her midwife in the movie. That's all I'm saying. I see how they threw Whoopi in there. I seen it. Okay.
It's a little boy. There he is. Here's mommy.
And it was like when I seen her pop up on the screen, I said, not she the midwife. Okay, boom. Then the scenes where like her mom was teaching her how to sew, that kind of threw me off as well, because it's like, I get it. If that's what they doing on Broadway, all right. But it still was like throwing me off, throwing me through the loop, because it's like, you know, just being from the demographic that is never seen on Broadway, threw me off. Then they threw me off real bad. So boom, that, and then what was up with the scene of them like what was up with the scene with the beach and the broken tree branches in the ocean? Like what was, I want to know what that was about. Like that was throwing me off too. That was really throwing me through a loop, throwing me through a big loop. Okay, and I'm just like, this don't fit none with the story. You know what I'm saying? This don't fit none with the story. Like, where did this come from? Yeah, that was throwing me off. Then Mr. following Nettie singing a song. When Mr. get a band? When Mr. start singing? Maybe okay, but you know what? I kind of start getting at, you know, once he was like later on in the movie and he was real drunk and he was trying to play his little, I think there was a banjo, because it sounded like a banjo. Plays little banjo and they was like booing and laughing at whatever at Harpo's place or whatever, and he was like, I would have been, you know, like saying, I guess, you know, boom, that's how they met. Him and Suge, that's how him and Suge met, you know, boom, whatever. You know, because he was all like, if y'all seen it, he was all like, I would have been in the band with Suge Avery, but I had to take care of my great grandpa's land or whatnot. That kind of threw me off. Then, okay, boom, yeah, the banjo, him playing the banjo, following her on the horse, that like threw me, that threw me off. And then it just was Nettie being so snappy and so witty. You know what I mean? Like, speaking from the demographic that has never seen the Broadway musical, The Color Purple, who has never seen it, it's like, you know, I feel like, you know, we're upset because we were looking for more of those famous lines and them famous scenes to be brought into the musical. You know, y'all bringing Broadway to the screen, at least add the movie in there. Like, come on now. Demographically, who the demographic that the movie is based off for, who has really went to see The Color Purple on Broadway? That's what I'm saying. So don't be trying to eat me up in the comments. And if you do, I might go there with you, because Color Purple is my favorite movie. So please don't eat me up in the comments. Okay, this is just my opinion. I ain't saying it was a terrible movie. I'm not saying it was a terrible movie. But yeah, that threw me off. Him singing, and then like her being all witty and snappy and whatnot. Another thing, boom. When the daddy, when Paul married her off to Mr., when they got to the house, it was the kids being nice to her. You know what I mean? Like, Harpo ain't throw no rock at her. And then, you know, it was him slapping, like, you know, the slap, like, you know, about the food. Like, yeah, it was just like, okay, yeah. What else? What else was throwing me off? Because it was just, then okay, let's get into the actor parts before I get real sick. Let's get into the actors who were in there. Okay, like I said, Cora threw me off. Okay, they had Reverend Lonnie Love as the preacher, as Suge Daddy here. Like, come on, man. That threw me off. Then it was really just like, it was really Haley, and then it was really Haley Bailey turning to Sierra at the end for me. That that was really like, There was that. Taraji, I love Taraji. Taraji, I knew Taraji would do Suge right. I knew. Can't really speak on a character who was playing Mr. I don't really know him or know anything he's from. I know that Mr.'s pa was the man from Daddy's Little Girls who owned the shop and then that, gave it to Monty or whatever. I knew that. I knew the dude who played Dr. Dre or whatever was Harpo. I knew her was Squeak. I can't think of my girl name right now, but from Orange is the New Black, I knew she was Sophia. She did a very fantastic job of that. Halle Bailey, she did a good job. I mean, it just was, I don't know why. I think they were just throwing that little scene with the ocean and the broken tree branch just because, she did Ariel. That was throwing me off because it seemed like mainly her character would be there, in that scene. And it just was like, okay. Now, I'm not trying to bash black women. You know what I mean? But I'm going to keep it real. What they be saying? I tell you a joke, but I never tell you a lie. Okay? Fantasia can sing. She can sing. The girl can sing. But baby, that acting, it just wasn't it for me. Like, she Broadway, the musical, Wham Wham Wham. She she did that. She was doing her thing. But when it comes to that big screen, and it's just like, I don't know if she was trying, like, because Celie is such a powerful character, okay? Celie had been through a lot, okay, in the movie. Celie had been through some things that nobody should go through. Even during them time, like, that was just crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you gonna try and my sister and then get mad because she don't want to miss, like, and then you gonna put her out. You know that's the only somebody that loved me. Like, that was just totally wrong. And he, doing her like that, like, that was just totally wrong. But I don't know if she was really trying to get into the character a lot. Maybe she needed a little bit more character development before they started filming. I don't know. But it just was, her acting just was not there for me. That's what really upset me about the movie. It was her acting. I didn't really like it. I didn't like how she kept holding her bottom lip and holding her mouth. I just felt like it was cringing to see. Like, it just was, it was cringy. Like, I'm not saying she did a bad job, but maybe a little bit, like I said, I'm not trying to just constructive criticism. She probably not even gonna ever see this. But it just was, I don't know, from from a demographic standpoint of only seeing the movie and then hearing that Oprah, Whoopi Goldberg, they putting their insight on it, they picking the people, picking the cat. I just knew it was gonna, like, I knew it was gonna be musical based. I knew that. Okay, I knew it. But I'm like, I ain't never seen the Broadway. Hopefully it's not as straight off as, just hoping not, because I've never seen it on Broadway. It just, her acting just wasn't there for me. Like, I really felt like, yeah, it just wasn't there for me. I don't really know what other way to word it to make it sound good, but it's just like, I just feel like it wasn't there for me, her to be acting that part. Like, it didn't really make sense to me, after seeing it. It wasn't there for me. You know what I mean? It wasn't, like I said, I'm not trying to woman bash or put a sister down, but I feel like if me and Fantasia was hungry, because I'm not gonna let you look a mess. Okay, I'm gonna tell you, no, that's ugly. I'm gonna be honest. I would have had to tell her, baby, You being Sophia on the big screen compared to Broadway is not a match. It's definitely off with the big screen. Maybe, need a little bit more, actor development, a little more character development. Because this thing that you're doing with your lip, like, why are you doing it? Like, that is bothering. Like, I would tell her as a friend if we were cool, constructive criticism. But that's just me. That's just me. That's just me, and just, yeah. Sorry to talk about Fantasia like that, but it's just, yeah. But continue moving forward. What else? It was the time flashing and passing to where. No, I'm gonna talk about when Suge came. So let's talk about Suge coming. Okay, I love that part. I love that musical. I love that musical number when they was talking about Suge. I love. Okay, cause Suge was that girl. Period. And I feel like Taraji did a good job. For what she was given to work with. Now, the daddy and Cora being the wife, seeing her, he was like, oh, I believe that's my daughter. That threw me off. That threw me off.
God help me, that's my daughter.
Howdy, Paul. How you been? Sure,
Like, it's just because in the movie, he did not address her. You know what I'm saying? He didn't even look her way, okay? When he was coming down that thing, that roadway on that horse, and she was trying to say, "I's married now." He was flapping them straps real hard so them horses can go faster. That's all I'm saying. He would have never even acknowledged her being, But like I said, I get it. It was off the Broadway. It was based off the Broadway play. Okay, I get it. But Cora being like that was throwing me off. Then it was the Sophia being in jail. It was that part, that kind of like threw me off, because it just was like, dang. But they say in, from the book, Celie was going to go. From what I heard about the book, Celie was going to go and visit Sophia while she was in jail. So I feel like they picked and pulled a lot of parts from all the different stances of it. You know what I mean? That was kind of weird. Then, like her getting out, and it just was like, I was really hoping to see the Miss Millie in the store teaching her how to drive, and then, the big scene at the table, and she was like, I see you in that store with Miss Millie. I know there was a God. Like, it just was like, I was looking for them to have them famous lines in there. But my girl from Orange Is the New Black, she did good. But it just was, I was looking for it to be more of like, okay, they mashing up the Broadway play in the movie. That's what I was looking forward to, because you're bringing it to the big screen. Demographically, when you're bringing it to the movie theaters, most people have seen The Color Purple, the movie. You know what I'm saying? So it just like, this was throwing me off. Then there were parts missing, like I don't know. I just expected more from Oprah. I expected her to have more pull when it came to this, to make it great. Like, you're bringing Broadway to the screen. Like, come on now, demographically what people have seen the actual Color Purple movie. You know them famous lines. Like, come on now, y'all. If y'all know The Color Purple, y'all know the favorite lines. Like, she didn't even say, You show is ugly. Like, what? Like what? That's a key part. That's the key part. And then my pa love me. He just don't know yet. Like, you know, stuff like that. I see they kept the part where they walking through the grass with the color purple, and you know, Suge was like, I think God gets offended when you just walk past by the color purple and you don't acknowledge it. So they kept that part. You know, they kept that in there. I felt like her could have really hop up. Who this woman? Like, I felt like it could have been a little, you know, there was a really, you know, there's really no squeak to her voice, you know? There's no squeak to it for real. You know, she, if y'all know her, she give out like smooth, mellow vibe. You know, like it just was, I don't know. I don't know. Then it just was stuff that just was like out of place and that didn't make sense. Like, you know, and then it just was like some of the parts were comical. Like when Paul died, like the you know, Lonnie Love up there preaching, you know, Sophia cracking up. She talking stuff. Like Celie went there by herself. And then, you know, I want to see that, you know, when she got the house and stuff. Like, I wanted to see that part. You know what I mean? And then it just was, yeah, it was Fantasia's. It was Fantasia's acting too. It like, I don't, yeah, it just was like, you know, them great key moments. Like, I feel like not all of them could have got put in there, but I feel like the big major ones should have got put in there. That's all I'm saying. Like, it just was like, you know, me thinking Oprah is Oprah and Oprah got all this pull. Boom. You got the real Celie on it too. I expected way more, you know, as far as like the acting part. Like, I expected way more. Like, of course, I seen the trailer. I watched the trailer every time it came down my timeline. Okay? I watched it every single time. And, you know, it's only the little singing parts and the, you know, little snip. I watched it every single time it came up on my timeline, which would be whether TikTok, Facebook, or Instagram or whatever. I watched it every single time. I was very excited about it. I was really excited about it. I had so much high hope for it, for me to see it. Because I was like, I'm going to go see it. Christmas Day, too. I ain't going to be doing nothing on Christmas for anyway. I'm going to go see it. I mean, I'm glad I still got to do it, you know, did what I said I was going to do. But it just threw me off. Like, y'all, I'm distraught about this. This, like, I think I set my expectations for it a little too high just because I knew Oprah was on it, and I just felt like Oprah got the pull. Oprah finna do that. Oprah finna do her big one, baby. Oprah didn't upset me with that. I'm a little disappointed in it. Like I said, I knew it was gonna be musical based, which I wasn't mad at that part, but the other stuff, it just was like, you know, like, why is certain scenes comical and stuff like that? Like, that was really like, I had cackle, like, you know, cackle, whatever. Yeah, just like them famous lines missing was like crazy. And like the characters, crazy. Like, just crazy. Then it was when she got the call about, like, I don't even think we seen her get the call about her pa dying in the original. We didn't even see that. So that was kind of weird. And then it was like the setup of that where she was singing, Sister, like, that's not where she was supposed to sing that at a part. Like, and then she had a birthday party. I don't know. It just was weird. Like, this is what they watching on Broadway. It just was weird. It was weird. It was throwing me off. It was throwing me off. It was throwing me off. Then after that, like I said, they making jokes or whatever at the funeral. And then it was Cora dismissing Suge, because I don't really know what the character name would be. So she's Cora. Well, tell me, Cora. Dismissing Suge or whatever. Like, Celie went by herself. She found her. Boom. You know what I mean? Yeah, it just was, yeah, and then Mr. being nice to her was really throwing me off. What? Why did he come in there and buy them ugly pants? Harpo was supposed to put them pants on and come out and say, Miss Celie, you have outdid yourself. Yeah. Now, what you going with them britches? He ain't got, and they were supposed to see him across the thing. Like, they could have had him, they could have had her getting ready to close, going to turn around, boom, the blinds wide open. She see him. He could have at least been drunk or something. Then that could have been a song or something, or a little hymn real quick for him to sing, because he was feeling bad. Because, whatever you do to me, it's going to be right back done to you. So, whatever. So, yeah, that threw me off. Him bringing her a box of her stuff in there, like, Mr. No. That was throwing me off. That had my head spinning. That threw me through a loop right there. Cause what? That really threw me off. Yeah, that threw me off real bad. Him being nice and coming there buying a pair of pants, like, that really threw me off.
Maybe God is trying to tell you something.
Okay, these two scenes right here threw me off. First, we're gonna start. Okay, I love Taraji. That's my girl. Support her, rooting for her. They did her wrong. They wrong for that. They wrong for letting her fall off like that. And she is a damn good actress. They wrong for that. Now, what they was wrong for in this was, God's trying to tell you something, baby. I just, in my head, I'm like, musical, boom. We all know Taraji can sing, okay? The Tyler Perry, I Can Do Bad All By Myself, and she heard them sing her mama's song. Whoa, Lord, I want you to help me. Like, Taraji has soul, okay? I just imagined them dressing her in that burnt orange dress that she had on. That orange yellow burnt dress, okay? Her pent up, the red flower, the fan. I could just see them at the juke joint. I could just see that scene. If any of the scenes that they could have recreated out of the whole entire movie to add on to the Broadway to make it feel like the original movie, excuse me, would have been that scene. That would have been the scene. Oh my God. Like, I just was really just imagining Taraji putting her soul into that. Like, I could just see it in my head, and to know that it was a total flop and they gave me that bullshit. Oh, I was too mad. Oh, that really upset me. That is my favorite part of the movie. Like, and then she was supposed to hug her daddy and say, see, daddy, sinners have soul too. And he was supposed to hug her and give her love again. Like, that really threw me off that they could not carry that. That threw me off that wasn't in there. Oh my God, that upset me real bad. Real bad. Threw me off real bad. Like, no. Why did y'all have to do? That's the best part of The Color Purple. Guys, trying to tell you something. That's the best part. That's the best part. I got that song on my Apple Music. The Color Purple, I got that song. That's the best part. And to know that they flopped it like that. And to know Taraji got some soul in her to sing. Because Suge sang that. Suge sang, she sang that. Okay? And to know that they just let that part flop like that. I'm getting angry. I'm getting angry. Like, I'm getting angry. Okay. Because that would have been a big part. That would have saved it. I'm pretty sure people who talking about it and, you know, whatever, that part would have saved it. We all know Taraji got, if you ain't never seen I Do Bad by Myself with the cyber and you seen it, she got that soul. Oh my God, I just know she would have killed it. I know she would have killed that scene. All right, boom. Now let's fast forward the ending. Okay? Like I said in the beginning, it threw me off to see Halle Bailey turn into Sierra. I don't know why, but that part threw me off. But why they having a picnic around this I believe that was a willow tree. I'm not sure what kind of tree it was, but it was giving willow the way the branches was set up. Why? In very much confusion. What? Then y'all got Mr. there. Like they just all cool, kumbaya. What is going on? No. Y'all could at least make the ending like the movie. Like that's just how I'm feeling. You know what I mean? Then on top of that, they wasn't even wearing purple. Bro. The color of purple, like they wasn't even wearing purple. Why they got on white and black and blue? Like they supposed to have on the color purple. And then back to Mr. and them pants, them like he wasn't even supposed to be there. Okay? Like that's just wrong how they did it. Like, you know, they could at least got him dropped off at the little storefront house thing. You know, that was throwing that threw me off in the movie too. The store and the house, like that threw me off too. But they weren't wearing the color purple. And it just was like they had been in Africa all this time. They developed Nettie developed an accent. You know what I'm saying? And it just was like, yeah, like they wasn't wearing purple. Then had an accent. And then Adam wasn't married to Tashi. Like, then they had kids. When did Celie become a granny? Huh? When did Celie become a granny? And then it just was like, you know, they wasn't like like the kids grew up in Africa all that time speaking, you know, the African native language. And it just, for them not to, it just, you know, because I was really hoping to hear, like, even though this is probably not a famous line to everybody, but I like the line. You know, when he meeting him and she's like, this is Adam, your son Adam. And he was like, Boni mama. Like, I was just looking for that part. Like, you know, that's and then yeah, like Mr. being there at the little picnic, being nice, Thompson. I thought it'd be fine if I invited a few folks. No, his ass was supposed to be looking a mess across that field with that horse, okay? And they supposed to be here. Me and you must never part for me, da, da. Like, you know. And he was just supposed to walk on by and leave him alone. And they didn't have on the color purple. Like, it just was, threw me off. But you know what? Rating, I'm a rate it. Because like I said, it wasn't that bad. It just was, I expected more from it. You know, I expected a lot more. I set the bar a little too high for it just because I love the color purple. So I set the bar really kind of high. And I just, it hurt my feelings. It hurt my heart. You know, for God's trying to tell you something to be like that. For it to be sung so sad. And that part has so much soul. See, Daddy? Sinners got soul too. Like, it just... I don't... Yeah. I would give it a good, probably like 5.5 out of 10 as a rating, just because it just was a lot of stuff, and like the actors that they chose was like really throwing me off. Like, it just was like, I feel it feel rushed a little bit. It felt like they just threw people in there and threw it together. Like I said, it wasn't that bad of a movie. It just was that big scene. Guys trying to tell you something in the ending. Like, why didn't they have on the color purple? That's the name of the movie. Where and then Sierra being Nettie, that really was throwing me through a loop. I was real confused. Like, I don't know why seeing Sierra on that screen like that threw me off like that. Like, I don't know. But yeah, it was throwing me off. I just felt like it should have been more. And it's just, I feel like, to me, it just feels like Oprah don't got the pull. Like, I thought Oprah had the pull. I'm a little disappointed. You know, I'm very disappointed that Oprah don't have the pull like I thought she had. Like, I'm a little disappointed. I'm a little set back by that. I don't, yeah. Yeah. And then it's just like, if that's what they watching on Broadway, please keep it on Broadway. I'm gonna need them to stop touching classic movies. That's another thing. I'm gonna need them to stop doing that. Yeah, because I've had enough. At this point, I've had enough. Please don't remake nothing else. That's just my honest opinion. You know, like I said, it wasn't terrible. But it definitely could have been better. It definitely could have been worked on a little longer. You know, waited all year for it, and it's just like, what the hell was y'all doing that whole time? I don't know. It just, yeah. I don't know. Like I said, it wasn't a bad movie. I knew it was a musical and everything. I knew it was based off the Broadway, but I just felt like it would have been more because, you know, I seen, you know, Oprah and Whoopi Goldberg. You know, I just thought it would be more. You know, I thought it would be a mix of, you know, color purple, what every demographic has seen, you know, demographically, and then Broadway, and then a mashup, basically, you know. But yeah, it wasn't that. Yeah, I don't know. I had to, my hopes were too high. That's what it was. My hopes were too high. And it's just like, also, the movies, not the movie scene, the song. God's trying to tell you something. That's really majority. You know what? Actually, I'm not gonna give it a 5.5. I'm gonna give it a 4.5 because that part just really threw me off. Like, it was supposed to be sang with some soul to it, and it's like, I know, Taraji, you got soul. I just expected so much more from that particular part, and to know that it did not happen. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 4.5 out of 10. Broadway, stay on Broadway. Don't whatever y'all got going on Broadway, whatever, great movie that y'all got going on and it's doing numbers on Broadway, leave it on Broadway, please. Because it's just like, if you remake it and it's not like you just can't be touching and doing stuff to classic movies. Like, I don't know why, and it's just like, being a part of the demographic that has never seen it on Broadway, keep that on Broadway. I don't want to ever see it again. Like, keep it on Broadway. But some other people may like it. But please, keep it on Broadway. I don't want it. Please just don't mess up another class. Like, I don't see how they watching that on Broadway like that. I don't see it. I'm done talking about it because I'm getting upset and I ain't got no more wine left. But that's my view. Thank y'all for being tuned in.